Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
I went online to become a private detective. It was a private detective school online, and I paid online. And I never heard from them again. I thought to myself, I either got ripped off, or this is my first case. This is a journalistic podcast, Shannon. We vaccinate our listeners with answers. And I'm going to keep lip-syncing the important questions until TikTok gives me a show. Shannon, how can the moon landing be real if the moon itself is fake?
It's not true, Mike.
Oh, isn't it true, Shannon? You're fake. You're a hologram.
1 in 5 New Yorkers are food insecure. What's your solution for that, Mike?
Fortune cookie. Because that's food and advice at the same time. Shannon, at least have the decency to backstab me, okay? You stab me in the front every time. Some fans can't watch the podcast because they're triggered by our sexuality. And message to those fans, we will leak a sex tape right into your mouth.
This is Mike Vecchione Investigates.
And you're not better than me. Welcome to another episode of Mike Vecchione Investigates. We are back in studio. We are doing it for realsies this time. And if we could fade the music out, Shannon, or were we going to leave that on the entire time for the algorithm, maybe? I don't know what Shannon's strategies are in there, but she's doing it, 100% committed to her job. It is spring in New York, and we are back in the studio. Some of you guys go, oh, a Zoom episode. It's called I'm on the road, and I have to work. So this podcast is not, it's a big part of my life. I don't have children. It's my son. But sometimes you got to leave your son alone with a machete in the house and then just come back and see what happens. And that's what I do on these Zoom episodes, okay? I'm leaving you alone with sharp objects in the home. You guys are my children, all right? I don't know if you knew that or not, but this is breaking news. We like to break stories here on Mike Vecchione Investigates. That being said, I have a very special guest. On the last episode that we had her on, there were a lot of comments and there were a lot of positive vibes being sent out by the fans. A long story short, you loved her. So I brought her back after careful, like a little bit of fencing with our schedule fencing. Did I coin a phrase? Is it a meme? Did I do a meme, Shannon? Is it a tweet? Tweet meme?
It. I think it's good.
After considerable, because she's a hard person, she's got things to do. She's moving and shaking. And now that March is over and Women's Awareness Month is no longer relevant, but women are still people. And we carry that throughout the year on this show. Her time has been freed up a little bit with all of the marches being over and the burning of the bras. She's back. Veronica Mosey, welcome her.
Hi, everybody.
Yes.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome back.
Appreciate it.
And you asked me a fashion a thing in the green room, which is outside where the drug addicts from Gas Digital fall asleep. You were asking me a question about your blouse, and was it a thing where you needed male approval? Like, what is that? What is that where you said, is this blouse okay? And I was like, you nailed it with the blouse. Did you need that confirmation from a man? Is it because you miss that March is over and it's been a month?
I wanted to make sure that it wasn't the same blouse that you wore.
Ooh.
Because I know that the last episode that you were on, you wore a blouse that was similar. That's what I've heard.
Is this because you saw me drinking a Bud Light outside? It's less filling, but it tastes great. What's the Bud Light motto?
Tastes great, less
Tastes
filling.
great, less filling.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was Miller.
It's Miller
Whatever.
Light,
Does it matter which one it is?
Well, Miller's for straights.
Oh, right.
And Bud Light is for genders, a construct. It's not. It's fluid. It's liquid.
It is
liquid.
fluid.
And
do you
in
think
the future,
it's a trans woman's drink
gas.
now?
It could be. It could be a
Do you
trans
think that I
woman's
could
drink.
become trans? A trans woman? I
think it's your choice.
If I just started talking like this, I think I could be trans.
I think maybe that could be a step
in my
the right
career.
direction. It would help your career
I think
immensely.
so. Should I talk like this the rest of the podcast?
Well, you have to declare. It's like bankruptcy. I think you have to declare it.
Oh. Okay.
I think it's similar to I don't really know what I'm talking about.
No.
But I'm going to take a stab at it and
Okay.
say it's the exact same thing as bankruptcy.
Okay. I didn't
The
realize
exact
that.
same.
I don't want
You
to be
have
bankrupt.
You
so.
have to declare it.
Okay.
Well, not the bankrupt, but you have to declare it. That's what you're doing.
Oh.
With your identity.
That I'm transitioning to a trans woman.
Wait, how does that work?
I think I could if I can transition.
We're getting involved in a Rubik's Cube of, I just get confused.
If I could transition back to a man and then become a trans woman,
Right.
I feel like my life would improve.
And you would be back to where you started.
Right.
It's circular.
It is.
Wow. That's an amazing thing. You would transition into a man and
Then I would transition back to a woman.
right. Mm-hmm. Double trans.
Double trans.
Double transitions.
Total transition. Automatic transmission.
And do you think that you would be accepted and then not accepted, or accepted and accepted more?
I think people think that I'm sort of half dyke anyway, so I think
Wow.
people would
You
accept
came on
that.
here
I
firing.
did. I'm sorry. Was this too much?
Is half dyke?
I don't know. I just feel like
Is
people
half
always
dyke
thought that I
a
was
half
masculine. Do you think I'm masculine?
No.
Okay.
I think you have.
Are you saying that I'm not as good as a man then? Is that
No,
what you're
I am saying that you deserve less money.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying that you present as an authoritative woman. Does that make sense?
It does.
So I don't know where that falls on the spectrum of authority or sexuality. But you strike me. That's a compliment, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I have to let you.
I didn't understand.
I
it
didn't think you
because
did
I was
understand it
yeah.
because
I'm a woman.
I didn't want to have to say it.
I know.
But this sexuality is you're a woman, but you're exerting, which is a verb for our fans who are keeping score at home. We like to do parts of speech.
Yes.
Our fans are very slow.
Okay.
We have to spoon feed them. Exerting your authority.
Am I
authoritative.
toxic?
No, you're not toxic.
Oh!
You're not being toxic.
I wanted to be a toxic masculine woman.
You still have the ability
Oh, thank you.
to do that.
Okay.
So it just depends on where your head is
Okay.
right now. Toxic masculinity is an option for you.
Thank you.
I'd prefer you don't use it on this show and on me.
Okay.
But I can't control where you're going to go.
This is true.
Yeah, because you're wild.
I am.
You're pretty wild.
But I'll avoid toxic masculinity for you.
Please avoid it.
I will. Because you're more of a beta. You know, I didn't want to.
You're alpha dogging me? I'm a beta? Shannon, am I a beta? I don't think I'm a
I
beta.
think he's a little bit of a beta.
What's a sigma?
Absolutely.
Am I a sigma?
I don't know. That's a frat somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those guys drink hard.
They do.
Keg stands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the sigma is the 18th letter of the Greek alphabet.
Oh my God! Went from the second letter to
Yeah.
the 18th.
Yeah. You just demoted yourself.
God, this has turned quickly on me.
I'm sorry.
I was having a good episode before you called me a beta. You called me out. Call out culture? Branding. Maybe I could brand myself a beta.
Yeah. Brand yourself a beta.
A beta plus. And then be put on top of the alphas.
You could always transition to an alpha, though.
Can I transition to a Roman numeral?
That I don't
I'm an
think
IV.
so.
I'm a V111.
No. It
I
sounds
can
like-
control my own identity.
I'm sorry.
Thank you very little.
Wow, that was very.
Was that
Toxic
beta
and
enough for
masculine.
you?
That was-
because
wow,
I'm
that
starting
was-
to take control of things on these airwaves. See, that was toxic masculinity.
That was very
I'm
toxic and
suffocating you.
hurtful.
I am suffocating you. That was the
I feel very
where's my
weak.
dinner of podcasting.
It was. Yeah. And then you just struck me across the face
Verbally though.
verbally.
Figuratively.
I did not feel threatened. I have
Can
to
we
just
get a
make a
close up of
statement.
her,
I
Shannon, to
did
make
not
sure
feel
that we didn't
threatened.
cut this and nothing physically happened to Veronica? Let's get a close up of her so our
Okay.
fans know.
Is that? I shouldn't
I
do
mean,
that.
you're fake. I mean, the acting.
Sorry.
How many classes did you take in order to pull that off? That was a great
I
acting.
appreciate it.
I think you should audition more. Have you been auditioning?
No, I should though. Everybody always tells me I should. I'm going to do a thing on Netflix. I'm not trying to plug anything. I never get anything, but I did. I got this thing. I'm playing a Karen.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, that's the only part that I can play now as a Karen.
That's great.
But I really nail it, though. I'm such
sure.
a bitch.
You do. You have a great...
I do. I'm so
especially
good.
that thing. It seems to come...
Naturally.
It's naturally.
Yeah. I'm a good Karen. I'm good at being a
Yeah.
Karen.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah. No, I say it all the time.
Get a leash on your dog. Can you give us one?
Yeah. I don't recognize you from this neighborhood.
Ooh, that's
Right?
a good one.
I know. It's so
That's
good.
a really good one. I don't recognize you from this neighborhood. You don't...
Wait, let me give you one more.
Can you...
Can you just get the air conditioning turned down? It's like really chilly in here. That's at every restaurant.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
How about can you take this food back? And the air conditioning is out of control. It's sub-zero. It's
Yeah.
I think part of being a Karen...
Are you trying to school me on
correct
being
me
a
if I'm
Karen?
wrong. Yeah. Because I'm a man and I'm using toxic masculinity in order to...
You're mansplaining.
I'm mansplaining.
Mansplaining
how
what
to
being
do.
a Karen is. I like
Right.
it.
So how about it's an Arctic climate in here.
Yeah.
That's too wordy. It's the Arctic Circle in here. And also this soup is dog shit. Isn't that
No, that's
too,
not
it's a
Karen.
compound?
No. No.
They don't say as the S word.
They wouldn't. I don't think they normally would say that. In my Karen moments, I've never really said anything like that.
Right.
I'll just say things like, do you have to park so close?
Oh, it's passive aggressive Karen?
Yeah, that's what I like.
That's a good character for TikTok. Passive aggressive Karen.
It is. Okay.
Okay, so in your regular life,
Yes,
you're married.
I am.
So off the market, all of you guys, pull your pants.
Whoa.
Not off the market?
I mean,
Polyamorous?
no. I'm just saying,
Is
you
it
never
fluid?
know where things are going to go.
With who? The fans at Gas Digital?
No, with my husband.
Oh, okay.
I just don't want anybody to feel discouraged, is all I'm saying.
You don't want to pigeonhole yourself
Correct.
into a thing like marriage.
Right.
Which is such a confining institution,
It's so
isn't it?
confining.
It's like, you're mine, I'm yours.
Yes.
We're going to stay together. We have a bond.
and go to Costco every day.
God.
I know.
Isn't it? Why did you do it? Why did you put... None of us on this podcast.
Because he's from Australia and he needed a...
90 day the other way?
It was...
90 day one way.
He came over here, yeah. But somehow, he's still working on that after 12 years.
And have you been pushing him to become a citizen?
He is a citizen.
Oh, finally.
He did it.
Right.
And we had a party and he hopped our fence just to kind of make it sort of a fun moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you videotape it and put it on
Everywhere.
Reddit?
I didn't.
Because people will comment.
They're going to
like,
comment
what's
and
he
get canceled.
doing over there?
Yeah.
He's got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. Did he burn a flag like the first thing that he did?
Yeah. And then he said, our government sucks.
Oh, my God.
And then he complained about healthcare.
He truly is American.
He is American.
Well, no, complaining about healthcare is like...
Well, he's from Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So then he was like, your healthcare sucks.
Yeah. In Australia, it's much better.
Yes.
And the toilets flush the other way.
They do. And then he also said, and forget these toilets.
Yeah.
He was so angry.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he immediately got angry after citizenship.
Yeah. He came out, waved the flag, and then threw it on the ground and stomped on it.
God.
But I felt that he was doing the right thing.
You felt...
He was expressing himself.
Did you protest his protest? Double protest?
I didn't. I actually just let him be him. Right?
I guess in marriage there's compromises.
Compromise.
But do you ever remind him when you guys get into an argument or something? You left chip crumbs on the counter. It's like, hey buddy, eye contact. I'm the reason you're in this country.
Oh,
I'm
I did.
the reason you're
yeah.
in this country,
for
my
the
friend.
first-
I'll leave chips all over the place in my land.
Yeah, I have.
You ever say
but
that?
Then
Do you ever
once,
set him
no, right, you know why? Because once he became a citizen, then he totally had it on me. Yep,
They get so arrogant
they
after
do.
they get citizenship.
He was so cocky.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you ever say this one? This is a good one for Australians. Why don't you go back to England? He goes, I'm not from England. And you go, no. Go back to England, get arrested, and then get put in Australia.
Right.
Oh, that's such a good slam. And you know what, Veronica? You could use that.
Thank you. It's a very long slam. Like I
Yeah.
think it's just a lot to say.
But you know, it's a wait for him to interrupt. Like, why don't you go back to England? And there'll be that moment
The
where he's
pause.
like, I'm not from England. It's
And then
like,
you
no,
say,
no.
right.
Go back to England, get arrested, and then go to Australia.
Yeah.
'Cause it's a jail colony.
It's true. My mother-in-law is a hardened criminal.
What'd she do? What'd she go upstate
I don't know. She's
for?
from,
Is that what they call Australia, upstate?
It's just state.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And what kind of crimes is she into?
I don't know. She's Italian.
Oh,
Actually, my
we're getting to
in-laws.
familiar territory.
Yeah, my in-laws are Sicilian and Calabrese,
Oh my God.
which I have to hear all the time.
Yeah. Well, you say it really
Thank you.
condescending,
I do.
and it makes the Italians on this podcast feel bad, as they should.
I'm sorry,
As
Mr.
they should.
Vecchione.
Oh God, say it wrong on purpose. I've known you for years. I love the way you did that.
Right?
It's to
It
put
was
me.
hurtful.
It's like putting a 9-inch stiletto on my neck and being like, "You take it, wop."
Yep. Do you know that in Australia they're actually called wogs?
Wogs?
Yeah, wogs.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's basically anybody that's a swarthy people. They're called wogs. Greeks, Macedonians,
Yeah.
Italians, all wogs.
Macedonians. You don't hear about them anymore.
You don't. There's not that many.
No one goes, I'm going to go to, I'm summering in Macedonia.
I don't even know where that
Wait,
is.
are you summering in the past? That sounds like an archaic
It does
culture.
sound like that.
I'm going to Nazareth this year. Right? It seems like a biblical place.
Yeah. Not many people go to.
But let's get back to slamming the Italians, because I'm on your
I love
side.
it. I'm all.
As a white woman, and you are...
That's identify as a white woman.
you identify
I'm
as
actually a PONC, which is a person of no color.
clear?
Yeah.
A clear person?
Well, you can see my veins like right through.
Yes.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah.
And that's good. Mm-hmm. That's good for the drug people on this network who love to shoot up. They probably look at your veins and they're like, "Oh my God!" Like you're
Lots
like
of jealousy. I get that all the time from
They're
like
goddess to the fentanyl.
yeah, people on the street are always like, "My God, those veins."
Yes, and you just step right over them.
I do,
Veronica.
I do, and I don't even use them for drugs, which is really sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your drug of choice?
NyQuil.
NyQuil.
Yeah,
God, we're getting older, huh?
it's my favorite.
NyQuil.
Actually,
Do you go
ZQuil. No, it's,
What's ZQuil?
ZQuil's just the one that makes you sleep.
Okay.
Yeah,
And NyQuil doesn't anymore?
it's all the same stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's something called diphenhydramine, which makes people very tired.
God, you bring your science background in
I
here,
do.
and it just it floors us.
I know.
Diphenhydramine.
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 Diphenhydramine, Vecchione.
I don't know. I'm exhausted from this conversation.
I know. Did you need to take a drink? Was that something that was
I have
important?
to get coffee in order to stay on my toes with you. You are, I mean, you're coming hard, and that's why I brought you on. I did not expect to get off easy. I did not expect to get off easy on this because you are sharp, you are focused, you are career-driven, and I've always admired that about you. And I knew you would bring your A game, and I knew you would not let me off the hook. See, some comics come in here, and I love them, and they're great, but it's like more of a fun-loving conversation.
Oh,
but
it's I don't come here
it's
to
like
make
you
friends.
called me a beta within the first 5 minutes, and I felt emasculated. Shannon, is that the right word? Is it demasculated? My masculinity was seized and tucked
I
between
think you
my
were
legs.
mismasculated,
Misidentified,
right? Because we had misinformation,
right?
Disinformation, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was always called like the wrong information, but
Yeah.
instead we've got a nice phrase for that now.
What is it called?
Disinformation or misinformation. It used to be misinformation. Now it's disinformation, which I
Right.
sort of don't know. Someone will probably try to school me.
Not our fans.
And I'll
Our fans
find
are
out.
barely able to keep our eyes open, and
Okay.
not from this.
I think you were.
Tempe, whatever
I think
is in
you were
Dayquil.
demasculated.
But I've since regained some footing.
Okay.
And I
do you
got-
think that?
I actually think I did, Veronica, and I'm making eye contact with you to make a point. And I think I'm going to hit you with a word, and I want to see your reaction. ReMasculated.
Okay.
Born again.
I'm glad you
Born
feel.
again.
I'm glad
in
you feel good
toxic
about yourself.
masculinity. I'm branding it. I'm going to.
ReMasculated?
The t-shirts will be out next week.
Okay.
ReMasculated. Because you put me down and you said I was a beta. And did it hurt me? Yeah, it hurt. I was like, ugh. And
But it stung
But
you because you're a beta. That's why it stings.
is that the vulnerability of it? But how about I
do you-
got my footing back in our conversation, the energy that's flowing between us, and I remasculated myself, and I've branded myself remasculated.
Okay.
Because I took the vulnerability that you exposed because you were being a little bit of a bully there, and I
Really?
transmuted it.
Okay.
I transmuted it into power. It's a lesson to some of our fans who can't get off the couch or get a job.
Are you done?
I'm done with that sentence.
Okay.
This smoke break is brought to you by YoDelta.com, the official Getting High sponsor of the Gas Digital Network.
How is you now? He is a citizen now.
Mm-hmm.
You saw to it that he got through our borders, and now you have a child.
I do.
And you had a child the last time I was on, but now the child, if memory serves
It's
me
the same
correctly,
one.
the same child is now even older.
She's bigger. That's how that works.
She's bigger,
Mm-hmm.
and she's developing mentally and in school. I
Yes.
take it that she's in school.
She's in school.
Right. And what kind of things is she studying? What's going on in schools these days? I didn't even know there were schools anymore. I thought it was all apps.
No, she's doing the whole math.
Right.
Reading.
But what level? What level are we talking about? Because I can go back and forth with you on that.
He's in, oh, sorry. Well, we don't know yet. Sorry. It should have, we call her she now, but she
Yeah.
could be, I don't know what's happening. You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
It's fluid.
Fluid.
It's her choice.
It's her choice. Yeah.
Are you raising her Catholic? Are you raising her under one of the major religions?
She is in Catholic school.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's smaller and it's I don't know how to describe.
It's more Jesus-y?
It's very Jesus-y.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't mind that so much. We're just sort of whatever she comes home and she's singing like these songs, these churchy songs. And I think
Right.
it's better than when she used to sing Wet Ass Pussy, which was when she was in Catholic school. I mean, in a public school.
Public school,
Yeah,
yeah.
because that's what they do all day in
Right.
public schools. They sing Wet Ass Pussy all day. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I did not know
Yeah,
that.
it's like the Pledge of Allegiance, but they just come in.
It's a new pledge?
Instead of standing up to the flag, it's a picture of Cardi B, and they put their hands over their hearts and their private parts,
All
however
right.
they feel.
Privates.
Yep, and then they pledge allegiance to the WAP.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was going on.
That's
in our
why
public
I took
school.
her out
I
of-
taught public
yeah.
school 20 years ago.
I heard about
and
that.
It's really changed.
Things are very different now. Yeah.
Should they call it from public to pubic?
Ooh, that's a great idea.
From what you're describing, that's what it sounds like.
Pubic school. When's the last time you taught school? See how I turned the tables and now I'm interviewing you.
You've reversed the interview
Yeah.
because you're focused on me being a beta and you've taken the alpha.
It's my toxic masculinity.
Yes.
Kicking in.
You're suffocating me with your toxic masculinity.
Sorry about that, but once in a while you need to,
But because I'm drowning in my own ego and narcissism, I'm going to answer you.
Okay.
2002?
Yep.
2002 was
That's
my
when you last
year of
taught?
teaching 21 years ago.
Did you switch because you realized that the middle schoolers were stronger than you, or?
I was because of my emerging talent as a stand-up comedian.
Oh, right.
But what were you saying about middle schoolers being stronger than me?
I didn't say that.
You were alluding to it.
No.
Is it one of your trick words that you smart people use? You were implying it?
No.
Inferring it?
Did not. You misheard that.
I think you might have misspoke. Middle schoolers are not stronger than me. I go to the gym. I don't know if you've heard about the gym,
Okay.
but I go. 3 sets of 10, full body workout. The fans know. Cold shower, hot steam, cold shower.
You do always.
how I
You
do
always
it.
look really good.
Thank you for the compliment that I was fishing for. Finally caught one.
Makes sense considering you're a beta.
I was fishing. I was fishing for some positive feedback there. I mean, I can't imagine your daughter having to. Are you this hard to satisfy at home? Where your daughter comes home, it's an A+, like not good enough. You throw it in the garbage. Get out of my face, lose. It's like, is that the way you parent?
No, but I do believe in a little bit of bullying.
Yeah.
That it's okay, and it starts at home.
And tough love. It seems like you bring a lot of tough love.
I do.
But your words are cutting, and words matter.
They
Don't
do. Not that much,
No.
though. Do you think?
I think they do some. I felt bad.
I do always tell her, truthfully, I do say, if somebody is ever mean to you, just agree with them.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's like, you're ugly
Yeah.
or you're fat or whatever the heck. She is a little tubby.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just say, if somebody says to you, like, oh, you're ugly or you're fat, just say, oh, I know, I'm working on it. Isn't that a good comeback?
That's a great strategy.
It is.
But what if somebody is, so people are, they call it bullying, but now it's trolling. If someone does that to you, it's trolling. It's like
even
you're
in
fat.
person, it's trolling, or is that online?
It's in person trolling.
They call it trolling.
In your face trolling. I don't know. I think I'm doing that now.
Are you trolling me?
No. I'm.
Oh, you're trolling. Are you
I'm
trolling?
relabeling it.
It's
like somebody's trolling you.
Oh, I see.
In your face.
In your face.
In your face trolling. In
Yeah,
person
it's just
trolling.
bullying.
Yeah, it's bullying. But you tell her to just agree.
I do.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
And how does the troll then?
They have nothing to say back.
No.
Yeah, it's the best.
Right. They have to go pick on somebody else
100%.
who doesn't believe in themselves.
Yeah. Oh no, my daughter doesn't believe in herself. I don't let her believe in herself. No.
Do you sometimes corner her and go, look, your father shouldn't be here right now? Mm-hmm. He's what we called a first generation citizen, meaning he's not really that much of a citizen. So when you pick sides between parents, make sure you pick the home team. Is that what you call yourself, the home team?
Not all the time. I just call myself like the head honcho.
Ooh.
She knows me by head honcho.
Honcho.
She doesn't call me mom.
Veronica, is honcho a great word?
It is, although I'm culturally appropriating something, I think.
What ethnicity is honcho from?
I don't know.
Honcho. Shannon, can we look up the word honcho?
Can you look up honcho?
You know what? I can talk to my producer because I'm an alpha. Could we look up the word honcho, Shannon? I'm sorry I had to take control of what is now seems to be a family. I'm putting your husband on notice. There's an American husband on this podcast right now who's not going to put up with it.
I don't think it's derogatory. It says it's slang for a person in boss, a person in charge, boss, blah blah blah. But it's not. Yeah,
It's not actually a word.
No, because it's saying that the derogatory way to use it is there's like a derogatory ways to say it instead. Big wheel, big cheese, muckety muck, someone of great importance.
Ooh, muckety muck.
But I think it's okay to say.
But it's someone of big importance.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're largely important. You're the head honcho of your home.
Yeah.
And you let her know that you're the American-born citizen. El Jefe. And that her father, your husband, can never be president. Does that ever come up?
He hasn't really brought it up yet, but I'm going to make sure to remind him of that.
God, that's a good one.
It's a good one during an argument.
It really is a good one. How could that play out in an argument? It's like, hon, the coffee is cold. You just left the coffee in there all
guess
night.
What? You can't be president.
Oh, that would get me. Oh, that would get me.
Right to you.
Because I'm saying a real complaint about the coffee, that the coffee is cold, that you didn't make a fresh pot, and that because of your carelessness, I had to drink cold coffee. And you hit me with what?
You can't be president.
Oh, my God.
Wouldn't that hurt?
That would just sting.
Almost as bad as a beta meal.
There's something about having the righteousness of being, you know what I mean? You left the coffee out. You left it out. It's your fault. All I want is to be validated that I'm not crazy and that you made an error, a domestic error, and I want you to admit to it. But instead of that, is that gaslighting, Shannon? Is that gaslighting? I'm not going to ask for it because she's in it. She's too close to the fire. Is that gaslighting?
I feel like it's right on the verge of gaslighting.
It's sparking?
It's just narcissism. I think.
What's your biggest domestic argument?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I do. You know what I do wrong? There's a particular pan in our arsenal of pans, and Katie does all the cooking, and it's very good. She just takes stuff from TikTok. She's high intelligence, and she makes it. She just whips it up. I go, how did you make this? She goes, it's just TikTok. I go, what? She goes, I saw it on TikTok, and I just made it. I'm like, that's nuts. So I clean up the dishes, but what I do with that last pan,
you use a scrub sponge, don't you?
No. Because it's hard to clean, what I do is, and she roasts vegetables on the pan in the oven, so it's baked in. So it's the last pan. I leave it in there to soak, and then sometimes I kind of just forget about it. And now there's an ancillary pan. I say I did the dishes and they're all done, but there's this stray pan
still there.
in the.
You're a bastard.
But what about the fact that sometimes I just forget that it's there and I'm not willfully trying to get her to do it? But
You know it's there. You know it's there.
Yeah, but she comes at me and goes, look, you know it's there. Mm-hmm. You willfully ignored it.
Do you get very apologetic and you're like, oh gosh, sorry. Or are you like, I don't care.
No, it's somewhere in between.
Okay.
Because I do care, but I want her to acknowledge that I'm not willfully trying to trick her into doing one dish.
Right.
Which sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Why would I not just try to trick you into doing all of the dishes? Why would I trick you into doing one dish?
Because you're in
Veronica?
beta.
I don't know what it's going to take for me to convince you. I don't know what it's going to take on this podcast. My yelling
I came in here with
and
some
my
very negative
screamings.
energy, and I'm very sorry.
God, you're just putting it on me. Well, you know what? I'm going to do what your daughter does. I might be a beta, but I'm doing the best I can to better myself. How about a taste of your own medicine, Veronica?
You're right.
From your daughter.
Mike, I do feel like that's something a beta would say, though. I wasn't on board with what she was saying until just that moment.
Shannon, you've turned on me too, Shannon. And now that Natalie has been adopted by another podcast, I am by myself. I'm alone. And the women on this podcast, we have a new, could we introduce Dylan?
Yeah, you do have another guy on your side now.
Dylan 2. New Dylan.
I'm with you, Mike.
Thank you very much, Dylan.
Dylan, are you a beta or an alpha?
Just to be honest, I feel like I do fit more in the beta category.
Okay. See? He knows who he is.
I know who I am too, and it's not a beta, and it's definitely not. We didn't pause for any other reason than to let the energy sit there. And I felt that the first person that talked is probably weaker in that moment, but it's my podcast, and I couldn't let the silence go on because we're going to have people click off. We need views.
We do.
Now, let me get back to the interview. I'm not going to be thrown off because you're trying to throw me off of the interview, Veronica. I can feel what
No,
you're
I
doing.
come in here for you to investigate, and then what happens is, unfortunately, the tables get turned sometimes.
Why do they get turned?
Why not?
Because I don't want the tables turned on me. I'm here to investigate you and then get you on my side, and then we investigate topics.
Okay.
That's how the podcast is supposed to naturally flow.
I'm sorry.
The organic. Are you familiar with that word? Organic, or are you more of a, do you eat processed? Are you more of a processed person or organic?
I would say
You have to pick a side.
I would say a little bit of both.
Oh, a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm non-binary.
You straddle the fence, and
When
I
it
mean that
comes
literally
to organic.
on every issue. And let's talk over each other. We should do that, Veronica. Veronica, we talked about schools,
Yep.
and I want to know, what is your child learning in school? What kind of homework does she bring home? And she says, Mommy, I need help with it. What kind of stuff is going on in schools right now? And the clip is going to be, we expose schools. So we're exposing them.
Okay.
Keep that in mind. We have a salacious clip that we're going to release called Mike and Veronica Expose Schools.
Okay.
Salaciousness gets views, so we have to go into the gutter and expose schools.
Okay.
What is happening in our schools? Be salacious, please.
There's one of the nuns that teaches her wears Skechers.
Oh my God. Because she's running from what, her own demons?
I would assume so.
Are there still nuns in Catholic schools?
There are, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And are they mean as ever? They can't be that mean in our society now.
Super nice. They're very nice.
Wow.
And they're happy and they sing songs. And
Didn't you ever think that the priests should date the nuns? And that would be fine if everybody just, because the priests can't date anybody, they're married to God. The nuns can't date anybody, they're married to God.
Right.
It's like, why couldn't you guys get together?
Right.
That seems like a good match.
It's that whole vow of chastity thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't you think that they would be happier if they
I don't
had
know.
like,
They seem pretty
partners?
happy.
Are they?
Yeah.
Because the tuition is high, and they're probably
They're rolling in it. They are really taking
Hot tubs.
taking a nice.
hot tubs
Yep.
and drink champagne.
I think Aruba on the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably doing stuff with Catholic money that they shouldn't be doing.
I think so.
Partying. Is that a thing?
It's not as salacious as I wanted it to be. I apologize.
Well, in Catholic school, do they teach creationism? Adam and Eve.
Yes.
And that's why maybe that you're reacting to me this way, because you have one of my ribs. And you are just realizing that now. According to what your daughter's being taught and the way that I grew up, you and Shannon both have me and New Dylan's ribs inside of you, cooking at a low temperature.
But your ribs worked well with our ribs.
Yes.
Because you're a beta.
I think I would like my rib back. I would like my rib back from you and Shannon on this one. Do they learn about dinosaurs?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
I don't pay much attention.
You don't
All I
pay
know
attention
is
to
that
your daughter's homework?
I do. Her homework is all lots of reading and sciencey stuff. Yeah.
That's such a drag.
What? No, I like it.
Well, you're not going to need to know any of that in the future. You're going to need to know how to take selfies. And
right. They don't have that class yet.
follow me on Insta. Like, that's what they're going to have to learn to say. Mm-hmm. Not reading. Reading is for
Losers.
lawyers.
Yeah, I know.
Nerds.
Yeah. The kids all, I have to say in general, they have a lot of weak hands. It's one thing I noticed.
Why?
I don't know. I think because of COVID.
Oh, really?
They took a lot of time off and they do it. They swipe. And then they know how
They're
to swipe,
swiping.
but they don't know how. And they're always like, ugh.
Swiping is where it's at. That's the wave of the future.
A lot of swiping.
And what's that called when you make the face? Duck facing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That should be a class.
Yeah. It should
Do you think
be.
they should teach that? Duck facing?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't
How
think
to
kids should have any.
angle the
My kid
camera?
doesn't have any technology. She doesn't have. She just uses a computer at school, but they don't have. She has no device. I know. I said a very divisive thing just now.
You took. It's a great one, but it's great wordplay.
Thank
But
you.
you've taken all of your devices from your child.
I've never given them to her.
You've never given her.
No.
I think out of the womb they should have an earpiece and a phone.
Do you like a? No. Well, then they look like little FBI agents.
Yes,
FBI
little
babies.
agents.
Yeah. Mhm.
Little baby agents.
Yeah.
But how does it feel to be a monster? That's what
To
I
do
call
that?
parents who
Take away the
Yeah,
technology?
that's what I call parents who
Okay.
remove technology from their children. A monster.
Right. I call myself an alpha, but I think it's the best thing ever because she's not a moron.
Right. And she has to read books.
She reads books.
God, that sucks.
I know. I'm the worst.
It just sucks.
I am. And
Is
she
it-
like sits at restaurants and orders stuff.
Right.
Yeah, like a haughty little, "Ugh, I'll have a cheeseburger with fries. Right?
I mean, I guess. Did you make her order off the kids menu, or does she
She can eat
evolved
whatever
above
she
that?
wants. Yeah,
whatever she wants.
She can eat adult stuff.
Does she tell the waitress? First of all, are you teaching her to talk down?
Yeah,
the
no,
wait
we
staff?
have her in Karen classes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's already good.
Does she order like a Cobb salad and then everything on the side, turkey on the side, salami
Yes.
on the side, feta on the side, dressing?
Water
Do I-
always with lemon.
Does she go dressing? And the waitress goes, what? And you go, do I even have to say it?
She does.
On the side.
Yeah.
Let me slow it down for you. Proletariat, blue collar worker, on the side.
She doesn't know that word yet. She's only in 3rd grade, Mike.
Aren't they teaching that in 3rd grade?
Proletariat?
Yeah.
Not to my knowledge. Not yet.
Get her in a Marxist school and then she'll learn it.
We're trying.
You should try harder because a Catholic school is not going to, I mean, how's that going to help? Do they get married? Is that their graduation? Because that's a sacrament.
Yeah, one of the it is. In 7th grade.
But is she going to marry a citizen, or are you going to encourage her to also go outside the country?
Okay, I did not go outside the country.
You didn't go outside the
No,
country,
he came
Veronica?
here.
This is where the investigation heats up.
Wow, it's getting very... I'm sensing some real
It's
hostility
getting Nelly,
here.
hot in hair. Are you going to encourage her to go outside of this land? 350 million people here to find somebody from another culture, foreign to us.
First of all, there's only
to marry.
330 million people here.
You're not considering the illegals. There's tons of them.
Sorry.
And we love them. Wish they would have came here legally, but that's okay. We play the game that we have in front of us. Is that a phrase, Shannon?
I don't know that one.
I was thinking dress for the job that you want. All right, that's not relevant. Are you going to encourage her to get married, number one? Let's break it down.
She doesn't have to get married.
She could be homogenous. What is it when one person just
Homogenized, like milk?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What is when a person goes through
Androgynous?
No. It's not monogamous, it's not androgynous.
Homogenous?
They have no sexual preference, Shannon. Pansexual?
Pansexual.
Are you going to encourage her to be
no
pansexual?
Sexual preference at all?
Whatever comes your way, I'll field all phone calls because she doesn't have any technology.
I would like if she could be if she could be a militant lesbian, that would be ideal.
A militant lesbian?
Yes.
As in serving in the Navy?
No.
Some lesbians serve in the Navy. They serve their country. But would you want her in the Australian Navy?
I don't think so.
Okay. Have you threatened to deport her if things go south in your child rearing?
I can't. She has dual citizenship.
She has a double citizenship?
Yeah. It's a shame. I know.
Yeah, but you could be like, instead of going to your room, go to Australia.
Go to Australia, yeah. I tried it. The flights are just usually booked.
Do you think that's what London is Australia is like a timeout room for England?
It is.
Go to your room?
It is. Actually, they can't stand each other, the Aussies and the Brits. Do you know that?
No, I knew that. And then if somebody screws up in Australia, they go to New Zealand.
Mm-hmm. Do they really?
Yes. I'm fairly certain that's the way that it works. This is a fact-based podcast. Nothing I say is ever wrong.
Okay.
I think that's pretty clear that if you screw up in England, you go to Australia. You screw up in Australia, you go to New Zealand.
Isn't New Zealand and Australia the same thing?
No.
I mean, come on.
There's a rivalry between each other.
I know, but nobody really cares.
I mean, we don't care.
It's like North Carolina, South Carolina. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to North Carolina or South Carolina?
I've been to both.
They're great.
They are
places
great.
to live.
Yes.
And I don't think that you should be trivializing them. Are you trivializing them?
No.
North Carolina and South Carolina? Because those are great places to live.
I never said that they weren't great places to live.
You were making an analogy. Should there be one state where we send all of our prisoners? Prison state? And then we have a shopping state? And then we have a state where just everybody's on their phones?
I think that's a great
naked
idea.
Naked state? Somebody's just naked all the time?
Okay.
You
Which
can't wear
states should be
clothes.
which, though?
Florida's the naked state.
Why can't it be like Minnesota?
It's too obvious reasons. It's too cold.
Then only the toughest can survive there.
Oh my God. Don't turn this into a reality show, Veronica. I knew you were going to do this with your big ideas and your pitches.
I can't help it if it just comes out like that.
Yeah, it does come out like that. This is not Naked and Afraid. We're thinking of real ideas for this country, and you're taking it as some kind of a reality show. Oh, see how long they can last in the cold? Have you seen Frostbite?
I have.
Can you pull it up, please, Shannon? Because I don't think Veronica really has a good grasp on what we're talking about here. Frostbite is terrible.
You were reacting like such a beta.
Could you say that I'm reacting, or maybe I'm overreacting?
So
look
gross.
at that. You look at that.
But how exciting would it be to have
go
a
from
show
10 toes and to 7?
You don't have to look.
Is it a 7-toe idea or is it a 10-toe idea?
If
to
there's
have
a
naked
sale,
people in Minnesota.
If there's a sale on single shoes, who has the advantage here?
It's a one in a one-shoe society. God, that's a rough one, Shannon. Do you have any more pictures,
Yeah, I want to see
Shannon?
more
Or it's
too.
like, can we have more Frostbite pictures? 44 minutes in. Oh my God!
But it looks like they're in a tropical environment. Where'd they get the lighting?
Well, they look warm now.
That's a lot
the
of
problem.
lighting. Isn't that amazing lighting?
It's a great. Wouldn't that be great if you were a photographer, but you would only shoot people who had frostbite?
I would think would be a good career, especially in a place like Minnesota.
Yeah. Especially if everybody's naked.
Naked.
What would oh my God. What would the wouldn't that's something that you're so cold that you change race?
Huh?
The hand is white and then it becomes black. So it's like you are mixed race because of the cold.
For a short period of time until your other race falls off.
You're assuming that that's going to fall off.
Well, that looks pretty darn
Well, you would have to find
unstable.
somebody else who is a frostbite victim and then marry them.
I don't like where this is going.
Well, I mean, it was your idea for people to be naked in Minnesota. I'm just trying to run with it and make it viable.
No. You actually criticized me for pitching a show, and now you're trying to jump on board to see if you can create the
Of
ideal.
course, I'm trying to get a producer credit on it. Duh.
Okay.
It's Hollywood. What state would be for shopping? You're a woman. Women love to shop. That's what in the mainstream media, that's what they say.
That's true.
Okay. So I don't know if it's true. Women can also be astronauts. But then they would have to shop for a
Suit.
astronaut suit.
I think they
probably
get fitted
one
for
with-
it, though.
Would they like one with bows?
Yes.
Bows on them?
And they have to put lipstick on the helmet,
Yeah.
like on the outside. There
Yeah.
has to be like some lipstick. Mm-hmm.
And do you think that there should be a sign on the back, the future is female,
Yes.
and they're going to space?
I like that.
And it lets the it puts the male astronauts, if there are any, not that there needs to be any, it puts them on notice.
Yeah.
Is that something the kids are saying?
I think if a guy is up in space with a woman
Yeah.
and he holds open the door for her, she should yell at him
That's right.
to make sure he knows
Yeah.
that she can do it
Yeah.
herself.
I mean, there's no gravity up there. The
Right.
door, there's no gravity.
Do you know my daughter hates T-shirts that say that? We went into a store and she said, "Why do all the girls' shirts say like girl power
Yeah.
and the future is female? It's so dumb." That's what she said.
She said that really?
Uh-huh. She said all the boys' shirts are like more fun.
Yeah, what are the boy shirts?
They just have like pictures of rockets and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And trucks and rockets.
See?
And your daughter doesn't like that. She doesn't like
She doesn't like the girl stuff. I don't like it either. So she
the hype.
doesn't like the hype because it makes her
It's too much.
It's dumb.
Over. It's
I'm just
hitting
gonna
you-
say it's dumb.
It's just hitting you over the head with something.
why do I need to wear a shirt that says the future is female? I don't need to wear that or anything.
Right.
It's just, I'm going to say it's flat out dumb.
Wow.
So all of my male listeners out there, your male listeners who
Yeah.
are wearing the
They're
future
mine.
is female shirts, please take them off
Take them off.
and
Stop
move
pandering.
to Minnesota.
Stop pandering. Mm-hmm. And move to Minnesota,
Yes.
according to you, the naked state.
The naked state. I just think the naked state being Florida is just so obvious and trite.
Well, I mean, it gets fun when there's also alligators in Florida. So it's
That's
like
true.
naked and then confronting an alligator.
Yeah, but then there's naked and confronting frostbite, which is to me a lot more challenging.
Well, we just saw what it was, and it's daunting. It's terrible. What state would be for shopping?
I guess New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
'Cause of our
Maine.
economy.
Maine. If you
Never
like,
been to Maine. I heard Maine is
clogs,
nice.
I think it depends upon what type of stuff you want to buy.
How did you grow up? Did you grow up in a Catholic school?
As a white woman,
In a Catholic school?
yes, my mother was a Catholic school teacher.
Wow.
My Catholic school teacher.
What'd you do with all that money that she made?
Oh yeah, she really banked it away. I think she retired at like $30,000 a year. She retired
She topped out at 30 G's?
something like that, 36, and she worked for 27 years.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think there's a special place in the afterlife for people like that?
Oh, it's sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
My mom used to send.
It's probably
more-
not as high up as if she was a principal.
My dad was a principal
Oh my God.
of public school.
God, did your mom catch shit in the like? Why are you going with that trash, that dumpster fire trash public school?
No, not when he made money. He made good money.
Well, your father sounds like an alpha
Yeah, he is an alpha.
because he's like, you respect me, and she's like, Jesus, Jesus. She's like, who pays the bills? And did he go like this?
Yeah, made it rain.
And for those of you who can't afford a computer, what's that called, Shannon?
I
you
just
said
said it.
Veronica. I'm sorry, I was ignoring you, but it's making it rain.
That's because my toxic masculinity really got to you.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
I want to talk about more of this Catholic school education.
Okay.
I just love it. I love that you're a tyrant and that you take technology from your child. And do you parent in more of like a Old Testament way? An eye for an eye, you exclaim?
Yeah, she has only
Or-
one left.
Wow. Chills just went up the curved spine of our fans. Spines. Most of them are spineless.
I understand.
They're invertebrates. That's a nice way to say spineless.
That is a good one.
Is that something that she's learning? I used to teach, and I'd love to talk about invertebrates.
What did you teach?
I taught all subjects. I was all things to all people.
What were you? What was your...
Behavioral and emotional problems, and also learning disabilities.
Okay. But like a...
Otherly abled, it's called now. Differently abled.
Yeah.
So I might be weak in this, but I have superpowers in this.
Okay.
Differently abled. So invertebrates is something
Yeah,
that
she's learning all kinds of... She actually brought home a sunflower seed the other day.
Yeah.
And it's already grown exponentially in the last like week and a half.
Exponentially is a word that does not confuse her, or it does. She's not into exponents yet.
I don't
Do
say
you
it to
use that
her.
word around her?
I have. I use big words around her and I teach
Right.
her lots of big words. So she can be annoying and know lots of things.
Is that annoying
I
to
think
men, do you think?
Maybe.
To other women who are trying to compete?
How do you feel when I use big words?
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
You see me get excited about it. You
I
see
do.
me wanting to look it up exponentially. No one
Yeah.
knows what that means.
Yeah.
And you're just throwing it around
Yep.
because of your Catholic school education. When you were disciplined by your mother growing up,
Mm-hmm.
did she go to your father, a.k.a. the principal's office?
Actually, true story.
Mm-hmm.
True story. My mother would treat me like every other kid. So she never drove me home from school. I had to take the bus. And then she used to send warning notes home to my father about my behavior in class.
And did you have to give your father the note?
Yep.
Head down?
And then my dad would be like, I understand there's an issue at school. And I was like, Dad, you have no idea what a bitch this woman is.
You tried to talk smack about your mom to your dad's face?
A little bit.
And did he ever side with you?
No. I got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I got detention at school and then got grounded when I was home.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a double.
It's better to have your parents divorced 2 Christmases. You can play them against each other. What you dealt with sounds like a living nightmare.
Yeah. Well, my dad was a biology teacher before he was a principal, and
Yeah.
so everything in our house was a lesson. You had to learn everything. Like
Yes.
nothing was ever just like easy. It was always like we had like in our basement like a spider called a wolf spider.
Yeah.
But and my dad I was like, it was gross. And my dad said, I said, Dad, there's a spider, and he goes, that's Lycosidae ericidosola. And I was like, just squish it, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he taught us everything about everything. And I'm
then
one of
you
those people that knows, I know a lot of dumb stuff that nobody knows.
Let me get to your father as a principal because things are getting juicy now.
Mm-hmm.
Did he paddle his way to the top?
He did not.
That's how I assume you become a principal. You just start randomly paddling kids, and then somebody official goes, you seem to have a knack for this.
Yeah.
Let's give you an official position.
No, my
I'd like
dad-
to offer you.
And my
principal of the
dad's a
school.
very nice person.
Is he? He's not on trial here.
I know.
Is that why when you were 16, you became roommates with a wolf spider? Did the wolf spider ever get elevated from the basement to your room?
No.
Even when you came
No, he
home?
would catch it and then he'd throw it outside. He put it outside. Because he was he protected nature.
He protected nature.
Yes.
So a tree-hugging, paddling principal of a father.
Not a tree hugger.
Okay, well, you said nature. That's what I call nature people, tree huggers. I'm sorry.
Well, he wouldn't be paddles are made of wood usually, so he wouldn't. See? Why don't you
That's a great one.
think a little bit.
You are a thinker. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad to have you on this podcast.
I appreciate it.
God, there's a lot of tension. I think our fans can cut it with a knife, which they're used to holding close to their necks, but they take a break to watch this podcast and then think it over again. Don't do it. Let's do some plugs. Shannon, are you ready?
Ready?
At Comic Mike V on all social media platforms, MikeVecchione.com for dates. I'm in Chicago the end of May. I am in Levity Live, which is upstate New York, at the beginning of June. Shannon, can you bring those dates up? Because I have to let them know which dates. Moon Tower is over. May 26th and 27th, the Chicago date. I need you to come out for it, please. I've been to Chicago many times, and I'm coming back for what more? Zanies, May 26th and 27th, Rosemont. Come to that show. And Nyack, New York, June 8th through 10th, Levity Live. Those are my 2 dates that I'm plugging right now. Please come out to them. And I definitely want to see you. At Comic Mike V on all social media platforms, MikeVecchione.com for future dates. And please watch my special, The Attractives, on YouTube for free. All I'm asking is that you watch it and share it with everyone you've ever met in your life. Mike Vecchione, The Attractives, and Nate Land Productions, produced and directed by our boy, Nate Bargatze. And yeah, so like it and share it, and please continue to support the show. We are growing exponentially now that I've gone on other podcasts to promote my special and this podcast. Big numbers in our future, big things happening. If you want to be a part of it, please subscribe to this podcast and join us for our Wednesday, 6 p.m. Debut every week. I appreciate you guys being on there, and I appreciate your comments and the live chat. Thank you. I love you. Veronica, what do you got?
Follow me on Instagram at Veronica Mosey. I will be at the Comedy Cellar this weekend. You can check comedycellar.com for show listings. I'm also going to be at the Borgata in June. You have to just check my schedule and it'll be up there. And I'll be at Crystal Springs in Hamburg, New Jersey in the middle of this month. All right.
Shannon.
You can follow me on Instagram at ShannonLee6982, wherever you listen to the, also listen to my podcast, The Thing Is, Ding, we talk about bad dates, fighting, and ghosts. Wherever you listen to Mike Vecchione Investigates, you can also watch it live for free every single Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern at gasdigitalnetwork.com/live. That's absolutely free. Nope, that's wrong. It's a new website, gasdigital.com. That's the brand new website. Everything is new. It's easier to view everything. So check that out. Also, go to gasdigital.com. Use promo code MVI. You will get a 1-week free trial, which gives you access to every single episode of this show that we've ever done, as well as every single episode of every other show on the Gas Digital Network. If you listen on iTunes or YouTube, make sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend. And questions, comments, or your own video investigations, you can send them into MikeVecchioneInvestigates@gmail.com.
I got to go to the bathroom, so let's cut for a sec.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're going to go to some news stories here. It's rare that we get Veronica in, and we need to use her expertise in order to kind of make sense of the world and what's happening right now. You're very educated, principal father, Catholic school mother, astute daughter who you've blacked out with no technology, living in a sort of a solitary confinement. You're living a certain path. You're living a certain way. And now I want you to take the skill set that you're applying to your life into an investigative tactic. Can you handle that?
I think so.
All right, let's do it. Woman has loud and full body orgasm during LA Philharmonic concert. Shannon, orgasming at a Philharmonic concert? What are the deets?
Okay, so apparently it was at a moment where like the music was swelling into like a romantic portion.
Swelling?
Yes. And they said that there was like a moment, I'll play it for you. There was a moment where it got low and then, I don't know, the way that they describe it seems like a bigger thing than it actually sounds like in this clip. But let me play
But is swelling another way to say engorged?
Yes. Why is that? Oh, you shouldn't be sharing that. Okay.
That's,
Sorry. So, okay, I'm going to play it for you.
I heard
Did you
that.
hear it?
Wow.
I heard that, and everybody heard that.
Yeah. That was on key, though.
How does somebody have a full body orgasm because of music? Is that a thing now? With what's going on with women now? I think our fans demand to know the truth. Are you guys orgasming from music? You don't need us anymore?
Well, we never needed you.
What the what? You
Wow.
never needed us?
Your voice just went up like 7 octaves.
Yeah, because I'm shocked by this.
You're hurt.
This is a live reaction.
It is. Was it because of the music or did she have something? Was something happening? Did someone...
So they don't know who the person is. They know she wasn't interviewed, but somebody claims to have been sitting close to her and that it didn't appear that she was being physically stimulated.
Oh.
that
Maybe
was
she
just
got a cell
reacting.
phone call. Maybe her like grandfather died.
Maybe.
And that was her reaction to that.
And her phone was on vibrate, and it was in the crotch of her panties.
Veronica, I was trying to make like a statement. There might be an emotional, sympathetic reason that she made that sound, and you took it so filthy, dirty, porn. Oh,
You wanted
my
salacious
God.
earlier, if I'm not mistaken. You asked for salacious,
And you gave it to me
I
in
did.
this story.
I
It
did.
reared its ugly head
It took
right
about,
in the story.
Well, it took a while. Like
Does
women,
it take a while usually?
Women usually do.
They warm up. Mm-hmm. Heavy petting.
That's right.
It could have been a phone in the crotch. That's a good theory.
I think so. Sometimes you want to bring your cell phone, and they say don't bring it in to
Yeah,
the club,
right.
and then you put it in your underwear.
Right.
I do all the time.
But isn't that the radiation?
I've ruined a lot of phones.
But isn't the radiation go directly to your vagina?
I'm not sure. Your vagina?
Yeah, but isn't it possible that your vagina has its own radiation? It shoots it back at the phone, and there's like a Star Wars
I'm not sure about that.
going on with radiation shooting too, and then your vagina shooting it back.
That's very immature for you to call it a vagina.
Star Wars. Let's go to the next story. I have a micropenis. This is how I break the news to sexual.
Why are you bringing up all this salacious material?
Look, these are the
Or
stories.
were you just saying you have a small penis?
No, I was not saying that, Veronica. And if I was going to say a small penis, I would use the correct biological, you make your dad proud, of micropenis.
Okay.
That's the biological term for it.
Okay.
You don't just say small, that's demeaning.
Is a big one a macro penis?
Or micropenis. I guess there would be that's a great point.
Yeah, I've never heard macro penis. I've never
penis.
heard anybody say that. It's always just a big dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody ever says he has a macro penis.
He has macro penis energy.
I like that.
I like it too.
Yeah. All right. What's the story?
What's
Sorry.
the story, Shannon?
So there's a guy that posted anonymously. And so just for reference, the average erect penile length for adults is 5.25 inches.
Hello.
And they say that anybody with 3.67 or smaller counts as a micropenis.
Okay, well, that's a small window. 3.6 to 5.2,
It is.
right? Anything 3.6 or below is a micro?
That's what it says here, defined by the Cleveland Clinic. But this guy who wrote this article says that his, quote, wee willy is only 1/4 of an inch while flaccid.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack there.
That's
Quarter of an inch.
That's a mole.
1/4 of an inch flaccid. How much hard?
It doesn't say.
Okay. Well, 3.67 to 5.2 seems to be the normal range. Mm-hmm. But I think most guys would disagree with that.
I think, wouldn't it be more like 5 and up?
Right.
Kind of?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But a micro penis. And what does this guy do in order to... that's an awkward... I'm going to say something here.
I think it's a woman.
No, it's...
Nobody's told this person that they're a woman.
Maybe. But there's no
Technically-
there's no vagina.
I'm just saying, maybe there's a possibility that they just don't know.
That is a possibility.
Right?
But how does this... I have a place in my heart for these guys because it's very hard.
No.
It's very
You
soft.
didn't.
It's very hard to... You have to have a talk with the woman beforehand.
Yeah.
And what's that talk sound like, Shannon?
So he says, I don't bother lying to women about my size, to
They're
be
going to
honest.
find out eventually.
Yeah. But in the beginning stages, those talks to get... Wow, this guy writes really crappy. There's a lot of likes in here. Those talks to get to know you stages. And if it's brought up during one of those sexy time talks, I'll be honest and say my size.
Shannon, have you ever been with a micro?
I have. And he was a big guy. He was 6'4".
Oh,
And
poor thing.
yeah, when I...
Did he have a lot of guns? Motorcycle?
No, none of that.
Okay.
And it was just once I discovered it, it was kind of at the last...
Oh, you discovered it? Way to take the power back. You discovered it,
Yeah.
Shannon?
It was
Okay.
like at the last moment too.
Right.
So like for me to take myself out of the situation, it would have been so obvious.
You were going down there with your head, and after you saw it, you did a somersault out?
Wait, I need to know
It's a
what
viable
happened.
option. What happened, Shannon?
So I discovered it like with my hand, and I feel like there was an audible sigh on my behalf, like, ugh. But I wasn't able to control
Like
that.
the lady at the concert? Was it like that?
No,
Oh.
it was not that. And then so we just kind of like went through with it. And then when I mentioned using a condom, I feel like he was trying to make us not use it because I think it's too big for him.
Oh my gosh. He needed like those finger things, you know, and they have like the little
thimble.
finger condoms.
Right.
Yeah.
But we went through with it, but I didn't see him again after.
Oh,
he tried
poor
his
guy.
best, but I
oh, my
couldn't
God.
get
That's
past
a
it.
hard thing to do.
It sucks.
And it does suck. And compassion to these guys. Mm-hmm. And I think isn't there options now with medical technology to, I mean, it's dangerous and risky though to get, it's got to be better than getting chopped off, but can you get enlargement?
Yeah, and there are multiple types of implants also. Like there are ones that you can like pump up.
Pump money into it? Sorry. Just workshopping ideas?
It was salacious.
And then there are ones that you can like lift up kind of, like how a pipe cleaner is. You just like lift it.
Yeah.
There are ones that work like that where whatever apparatus is inside it, you can like just push it up when you're ready.
Can
to
you
that
make
turn you-
little shapes out of it? Right?
Maybe.
Think about it. If it's like pipe cleaner, that'd
Yeah.
be pretty amazing.
That would
be
be
fun.
pretty cool.
You could make it like into like a circle.
It's not big. It could be entertaining. Mm-hmm. A pipe cleaner? Shannon, does that turn you on more if someone's like, I want to put my apparatus into you? You'd be like,
Catholic
I'm
school.
counting the minutes till you put your apparatus. That's an abacus. What's the thing that counts?
That's it.
Abacus.
Okay. I'm going to put my abacus into you.
I think you said abacus the last time I was on this show.
No.
Swear.
Was that your dad's name?
He changed it when he escaped from Siberia.
Okay. That's not funny. I don't know why it made me laugh. Next story. OnlyFans model. This is what happened when I DM'd a bunch of NFL prospects. These OnlyFans, and ladies, you need to take responsibility for these OnlyFans trying to trap these NFL players. Shannon, what's the story?
So this girl, she never actually revealed her face. There's just some like body pictures that I can show you in a second.
Bootylicious?
We see more her here. I'll show you it now. We see more like her boobs. You can show this.
Yeah. Oh, my
Okay.
God.
I didn't give you permission to use those photos.
Oh, my God. Veronica, that's you?
Yeah.
What about the
Sorry.
choker? Oh, my God.
Okay, so she sent these pictures.
She's voluptuous.
So I don't know if she actually. You can take it down. I don't know if she actually shared her photos, but it seems like here you could share this. So this is like from her DMs. So these are some of the messages that she sent to the first draft.
That sounds a
picks.
lot like me. Oh, my God, you're so strong. I get that all the time.
And then she said that she only got one response back, and it was from a guy that was drafted from an opposing team than from what she is a fan of. I think she's a Packers fan, so whoever is their rival.
Yeah.
And he said, let me find it. Something about called her like a stank ass bitch.
Okay.
And so, but then
That's what I call my daughter when I'm upset with her.
Stank ass bitch?
But that was it. That was none of them responded. Because none of them took the bait. They know better.
How did this become a news story is my question.
You know what? There are so many things in the New York Post that I don't know how any of them are
Yeah.
news stories. I think maybe she paid a publicist to post this story so that people go to her OnlyFans, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know what the point of it is, but
I didn't know you could do OnlyFans and not show your face. That's very tempting.
Is it? Can you do that, Shannon?
yeah, that's what this girl does. Yeah, her OnlyFans, she doesn't show her face, and she said she was able to pay off all her school loans
God.
with the money from her OnlyFans.
Oh, my God.
Right?
She had anonymous school loans?
She charges $15 a month for her raunchy content.
Oh, my God. 15 a month is a good deal.
As long as you get at least like,
But I do want to see some facial, maybe you put a mask.
yeah, you could do a mask. Well, these are giving me ideas. I got to do before
Are you
I
ready
age
to do
out.
OnlyFans? Are you ready to do it finally?
I think I would.
You
I
would do
would.
it.
It is. I will be on. I think it's a sort of tempting thing for every woman. Yeah,
Right.
because
It's empowering.
because
Okay.
it's money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be like I'm empowered.
What would your subscription be? Tell me.
okay,
I'm a man.
I'm a natural redhead.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that would be the thing. That would be the sell
Right.
because we're very rare. It's like 2% of the entire population. I think Shannon can look that up, but that's true.
And would your OnlyFans be just you getting sunburned?
Yes,
Like you versus
yeah.
the sun?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Hot stuff like that?
Yeah, like lots
I
of
shouldn't be doing this.
bubbling burns
Yeah.
on my shoulders.
I shouldn't be in the sun with
naughty,
no SPF.
naughty. Yeah,
God, that's so dirty.
so dirty.
You're correct. 1 to 2% of the population is redheaded.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's why when we see each other, we're like, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
2 redheads, combustible.
Pretty much. I can't date a redhead either.
No.
Yuck. No. It's like
Yeah.
dating like a brother or something.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Well, you had to go to another country. Or you had to go to another.
He came to me.
He came to you.
Yeah, I don't go.
He was
places.
over here
He was here.
on a work visa.
No, he was on holidays.
Their queen gives them holidays.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Next story. I'm marrying my half brother. Some say we'll burn in hell, but we're good parents. Probably the school that your daughter goes to says they'll burn in hell. So, marrying your half brother, Shannon, what's the dealio?
So these half siblings met a little over 5 years ago. The woman, Anna, her father,
Anna.
yes, I think you're right, Anna. Her father abandoned her when she was a child. And later on in life, she found out about her half brother, tracked him down on Facebook, and then they hung out. And they kissed, and she said the first time that they kissed, she felt somewhat ashamed, but there was like magic in the kiss, and they
Dirty magic?
Yeah, I think so.
Black magic? Is that a
He slid into her DMs.
So there was no accident. They found out that they were related and then had a relationship anyway.
And 2 children.
They have 2 children?
Yeah, here's their family.
Are they cross-eyed?
Oh, they look good.
They do look good.
I mean, that guy's a good-looking guy.
Yep.
You could probably date somebody who's not your sister if you are that good-looking.
They're now fighting because they live in Spain, and they're fighting the country's laws to allow them to get married because
Right.
it's not legal in Spain.
But they already had
Brother
2
and
kids.
sister. That means
Yes.
your dad fathered, like, your, what is it?
They have the same father.
Same father.
Yeah.
But isn't it like you can't do that because it'll negatively affect your children's health?
That's what they say. But they already have the kids.
But they already have the kids.
So let them do it.
Right, I feel like the having kids part should be illegal, but the marrying part should be like, oh, what are you going to do? What's the difference?
Well, should they be in jail for having the kids? Should we sentence them anyway? What's the statute
we
of
should.
limitations on having kids
I don't know.
with your brother?
I don't know.
They hadn't seen each other. Yeah, that's, well, I don't know. I would think that you just gave each other a hug
That's what I would say too.
and be like, what was it like living with dad? What was it like being with dad? Oh,
Yeah.
that's so crazy. Bye. And then they're like, is that them?
Yeah.
She's a redhead.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is, Veronica.
That
Don't
is
get
not
jealous.
natural.
Don't get jealous.
That's not natural.
Do you hate?
Oh,
do you-
I hate not
you hate
natural
the-
redheads.
the redheads who
All
dye
of you,
their
no,
hair.
they dye their hair and then they don't
They
live the
wanna be
experience.
you. They
They
wanna
don't live
be-
they don't have the victim status that I do.
And they want to be you.
They never got called four-eyed fireball for having glasses and red hair. They never got called copper top or carrot crotch or any of that stuff.
These are all great ones. Mm-hmm. You know, bullying does
that
come
was
in.
hurtful.
I'm just complimenting what you said.
They never had
I
people
was
say
adding
that
on
they
to
were
what you said.
crazy or that like were super angry. They never went through the struggle. Is what
Can
I'm saying.
Can I piggyback off what you said? I think it's great. Those ones that you just said.
Really.
I just think as it's not insults, but as a way to describe redheads, all the stuff you said, and I hope it makes a clip, was wonderful.
Really.
And I just wanted to, I like to use the word piggyback off what
They're
you said.
not forced.
I piggybacked off of it. It's a term we use in podcasting.
Yeah, I've heard that. I think it's fat shaming, but that's okay.
Piggybacking? Mm-hmm. It's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the message here is if you move to Spain, you could marry your sibling.
No, you can't because they're fighting.
Oh,
it.
they're fighting it.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is move somewhere else besides Spain.
Well, do you think that they should just release a bunch of bulls and if they survive, then they should be able to get married?
Sure. I think that's a good idea. Pamplona.
Pamplona.
Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah. Last one, Shannon. A psychologist shares 6 toxic phrases. Right up your alley, Veronica. 6 toxic phrases highly narcissistic people always use and how to deal with them.
Okay. First one is, I don't want to make this about me, but
Then they do make it about them.
Right.
See, that's the rub.
We figured that out, Mike.
No, I have to lay it out for the fans.
Okay.
Our fans are low functioning.
Sorry.
Low income
I
whites.
apologize.
Apologize to the low income whites.
I did.
it says how to handle it. If you get into a conversation with a narcissist, be prepared for their story hour. If it's interesting, listen. You can even treat it like an IRL podcast. But if you're hoping for a two-way conversation, look elsewhere.
True. Wait, what are the rest of the phrases?
What's that?
There's 6. There's 5. There's 6.
There's 6. What's another phrase, Shannon, that we should be on the lookout for our narcissistic fans?
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Ooh, that one is like,
worst.
I'm not sorry.
I'm
sorry you feel that way.
Oh, that is awful.
God.
Look, we agree on something.
Yeah, we finally agree on. We came together at the end of right at the end of the podcast.
We did, but there's still, we're not finished yet.
Number 3 is, why are you doing this to me?
I never say that.
I
Why are
never
you
said
acting
that.
this way?
It's funny that.
What's your deal?
I always say I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if I'm not to you,
Obviously.
but I'm saying for you, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Right.
Yeah. But
you at home, you say, I'm sorry.
yeah. All right. What were the other ones?
Number 4, I'm a busy person. I don't have time for this.
I think you just say, I don't have time for this. You don't need to say that you're a busy person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very busy. I just don't even say any of that. Cut that line and just go, I don't have time for your nonsense.
Yeah.
That it demeans what the person is
So true.
saying.
Yep.
And last one, Shannon.
There's 2 more. Number 5 is,
Shannon, I don't have time for this.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
He's very busy.
Oh, we brought it home.
Number 5 is, I hope you know who you're messing with.
Oh, that's a good one.
That
Do you
is
know who I am? Do you even know who I am?
Yeah. I hope you know who you're messing with.
God, I love
But
that
it's
one.
bad if it's husband and wife. Then it's
Yeah,
like
because she does
I
know.
obviously know who I'm messing with. Yeah.
But he's saying it like I have a secret. There's a dark side of me that you kind of don't get.
Yeah. One
And
more.
then it's like you do karate in the mirror. That's what I always do.
Do you?
Well, you don't know who you're messing with, and then she leaves, and then I do a series of kicks and punches in the mirror. Ugh! Take my shirt off. Shannon?
Last one is, it's not fair.
It's not fair.
But a
Is it?
non-narcissistic person can use that.
Yeah.
Shannon, you're defending it because you use that one all the time.
But like, someone has to be able to say it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair.
You're not being fair. How about point it at the person? Like a loaded gun. You're not being fair right now.
They're just describing show business.
Show business isn't fair, Veronica?
All those phrases are phrases I've heard from comics.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this has been... I mean, if you didn't like this episode, tune us out because this was exemplary. Thank you for coming in, Veronica.
Thank you for
and
having
sharing.
me.
And
I
check out
appreciate
Veronica and check out her dates.
Thank you.
And check out my dates. Support your boy and Shannon and new Dylan, who's new. And
how long are you going to call him New Dylan for?
well, until he moves in with Shannon and me and becomes our son.
Okay.
We do a family. People love family stuff. We've decided that investigating is so 2011 and that we need to do something family for our fans
Okay.
who don't have a family, obviously. But Veronica, for our purposes here, thank you for coming in. Thank you for not letting me off the hook.
You're welcome.
And you really pushed me to become a better podcaster.
I don't know if I did that.
You did. And the podcast is growing and it's engorged. And our numbers are up, and the sky is the limit, and the fans make it all possible, and you've made it possible by sharing your time. I know you have a very busy schedule.
I do.
Thank you for coming in.
I don't have time for this.
For Shannon, for Veronica, for new Dylan, I'm Mike Vecchione. We'll see you guys next week.